planned here on the Thursday because I wanted to get set up and get a dyno run done tomorrow on the, it's not a new engine, but the new to me engine after my other one completely destroyed itself at Croft. I'm not testing tomorrow. It's like 250 or 280 quid for a 4 group day, and it's going to be red flagged all day, especially when it's 30 odd degrees tomorrow. So I decided against that. The last time I was here was July 2024. So July 2024 I was here. That was the first time I was on the Aprilia. And I wasn't riding it like the Aprilia should be ridden, else I was still riding it like the SV. So my plan during qualifying is just to, do my own thing, not get dragged into any little practice races. Because I need to remember what gears to use for each corner, remember sort of just everything. I just want to go into qualifying, get my lines right. I did a 1:43.8 last year, that was in a race. So if I can qualify anywhere near that, I'll be happy. It's going to be really warm, so I'm hoping just to get maybe one proper qualifying lap in and the rest kind of find my way around again. I'm going to head back to the tent now because I kind of abandoned Beth a bit. We have basically set up, she's just doing a few bits and bobs, and then we'll do some eating. Yeah, it's a nice evening here, it's cooled down, there's a breeze, a lot cooler than it was back at home in the middle of Lincolnshire. There was no breeze there. Right now I'm in the trailer and it's 34 million degrees, so I'll make this quick. The track of the weekend is something, my hand's sweaty, something like this. I'm gonna go quick because I'm too on here. Up there, then it goes like this, and then it goes like this, supposedly, and then like this, then like this, and like that. The start and finish somewhere here. Success. Quickest time last year was that. Not last year, 2024, last time I was here. Eating. It's Friday, it's 8 million degrees. I'm glad I'm not riding today. Eating. Liam Kirk has arrived in his prison van. Polygon has arrived. I'm all scrutineered. Well, gear isn't scrutineered, just the bike at the minute. Eating. It's Saturday. Yeah, the track is, you might not be able to see, but puddles. We had some big thunderstorms in the night, which has cooled it down nicely this morning, but as soon as the sun breaks through the clouds, it's going to be another hot one. qualifying done. It went quite well. I've not been here for 2 years and I was a second off the time I did in a race last year, which I'm pleased with. It's so hot, so just to come here and do a decent lap like that, it's actually quite good. We're quite delayed now because there's been a bad accident in the 1000cc classes. At Paddock Hill, it looks like they've just gone straight on. So I don't know if we're waiting for an air ambulance or something, but they're doing the lunch break now. Looking at the grid for race 1, I feel like I'm really close to the back, which is partly due to the amount of BSB guys that are here, pushed everyone back. Also, partly I'm just not as quick as everyone else, but I'm not usually, you know, 4th from the back of the grid. But I do quite like starting near the back of the grid, especially if I'm going to get quicker, because it just makes it a bit more interesting those opening laps. I'm starting between Blake and Callum, I think, so they'll be in front of me by the first corner because I'm going to get a terrible start. I had a practice start at the end of qualifying, and since I've put the new engine in, the clutch adjustment is different and the clutch itself is obviously different, so I'm going to have to get used to that. Race. There was only 6 laps in the end because of all the delays. I didn't enjoy it, it's too hot. I just wanted it to end. Eating. It's raining. It's cooled down so much. It's no longer 8 million degrees. I'm no longer angry because the race was too hot. If only this was during our race, I'd have been a lot happier. You know, everyone thought there was thunder last night. Well, actually, I was just farting. Apparently.
Well, getting the promotion.
No, the bruised knees.
Yeah, no, that's getting the promotion.
Eating. We did a track walk tonight. It started raining just as we got back round to the grid. Quite nice and cool actually. But we've basically come to the conclusion that I just ride round like it's a trip to the shops, to be honest. And well, today especially, I just wasn't really feeling like racing. It was hot, and I couldn't be arsed, if I'm honest. I didn't really enjoy it. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. Callum's already said he's gonna chopped my front wheel on the start. Well, I told him if I'm off to the shops, then he'll be fine with that. But if I'm in a bit more of an aggressive mood tomorrow, then I'm just going to go straight. It's Sunday. 2 races today, hopefully. 9 laps each. It's cooled down so much. There's a nice breeze. It's just a normal temperature now. Good racing today, hopefully. Yesterday, I don't know, I just didn't want to race. It was just too hot. I wasn't enjoying it. Hopefully today, I'm a bit more in the mood for it. So there was a little bit of a noise coming from the bike yesterday, and I was a bit sluggish, so I thought I'd check behind the air filter. So that's the first race on Sunday done. It was a good race. I was racing, well, we'll start at the start, that's a good place. Team. So I started somewhere like 27th. Couldn't get out a second at the start, so I was hitting the rev limiter. Everyone behind me came past, so I think I was last through Druids. And maybe even last at Graham Hill, I can't remember. But then after that, the bike just running so much better than yesterday. The heat must have really affected it. Because today it's just flying again. So I made a few places up between Graham Hill and Surtees, and then from there it's just me, Archie White. I think his surname's Bishop. He was on a Talent Cup bike. He was alright to race. We both left each other room, and obviously very different bikes. So I'm conscious that he wants corner speed, so I don't want to, he's quick. There's no point slowing him down. It was just a good race. Second to last lap I thought was the last lap. It wasn't, obviously. So then I was a bit gutted. I had more racing to do to hold the position. The Talent Cup guy came past, and I thought, you know what, just this last lap, I'll sit behind him, but I'll keep going into an overtaking position. Yeah, it was just, that's how it ended. We all enjoyed the race. It was a good one. race 2, yeah, I got a decent start. After race 1, I got called a shithouse super twin by a certain Blake Didwell. I don't think that was justified really, but I thought, well, race 3 of the weekend, the second race today, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, he said I just left him. I went past his next rival and I thought, well, I've dragged him up there. And he did. He was battling George Dudson. What did I do? Oh, a notable thing is I nearly got my front end wiped out by one of the right, so if you ever see me doing this in videos, I think it's because after I've been riding it just dries my eyes out and I just can't stop doing this. But anyway, the white Talent Cup, why are you laughing? The white Talent Cup bike nearly chopped my front end off in Paddock Hill. It was the scariest moment I've ever had. Well, I'm doing my eye thing then. I'm gonna cross my arms. No, it wasn't the scariest, but it was a scary moment. He just cut straight across, and I was already up against the inside curve. I just had nowhere to go. I literally just gave him some space up to Druids and just was like, you go, I don't want anything to do with you, you're a maniac. I got racing with Jensen Bishop on a blue Moto 4 bike. He was fine. He gave me loads of room, I gave him room. We were racing in race 2, the first one today, and you know, we just had respect for each other, and he's obviously going to go around corners much quicker than me on his Talent Cup bike. So I didn't want to, I didn't brake late and stuff it up the inside, and if he was going around the outside of me, which happened a couple of times, you know, he left me room. He didn't come across and chop my front end off, and I knew he was there, so I didn't go out wide and chop him off. There's just no need for that when you're not really in the same class and you're just having a friendly race. And then we caught up with an R7, I can't remember who it was. We had a bit of a battle. Last lap coming out of paddock, I got on the outside curb and the bike just said, no, you're not having throttle. Yeah, the traction control's not on. I don't really understand why it does that. I know Liam has trouble at the start sometimes as well, and I don't think he runs. Yeah, I forgot where I was going with that. I feel like this is how Polly must feel, just in free-flowing traffic, driving at Simon's pace. And then you get this, like, why have you changed lanes? These lanes all go to the same place. They've swapped. What? Oh, just let us get north of Cambridge, where people have some standard of driving. Right, it's time to do this nonsense if you're still watching this video. So, why is it blurry? There we go. Right, Brands Hatch. That was my previous PB in 2024. That was my PB this year. Not bad, considering the Saturday the bike wasn't enjoying the heat at all, and no testing, straight into qualifying, which was learning all the gears for all these corners. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. But where does Brands go on here? So there's a lot of factors I could take into account for this list, but I am doing it based on, do I like riding the track? Problem with Brands, as much like this picture, it's a bit of a dick for racing, because the timetable always gets messed around because there's always accidents there, which, you know, it's not, nothing against people crashing, they don't do it on purpose, but it's a lot of money, and then you don't get as many laps in because they have to reschedule the timetable. You know, it's no one's fault, but when you go, you know, you've got to go through the Dartford Tunnel, it's a 4-hour drive, 530 quid entry fee for Brands. It's why I don't do the test day, because the test day is 279. They didn't get all their sessions because of a serious accident. And the previous years I've been there, the last 2 races haven't gone ahead. It's just one of those things that seems to happen at Brands. But it's the GP section, it's brilliant, and I actually thought I gelled better with Paddock Hill. So I'm going to have to put it, I'm putting it here. I'll make sure I mention the GP because I've never done the Indy, don't have any intention of going to do it. Why, when I could do the GP? It's a lot more money, I suppose, but it's part of the race season.
You gotta try and bottleneck that portal. Slow him down. You got the lightning. Light the bastards up. You and me, we stay here on the ground. We keep the fighting here. And Hulk. Yeah.